What's up, y'all? It's Gioffre with Revent Builds in the beautiful Westlake Hills. And today, I am insanely excited to showcase our newest project. It is our biggest project not only in dollar amount, but in sheer size as well. The home sits on over an acre lot. When we are done with this house, it will be over 6,000 total square feet. Not to mention the infinity edge pool, the elevator, and every upgrade imaginable. Why don't we take y'all inside and show you just how spectacular this home is. Okay, so demo day. Y'all know how much I love demo day. Wage war! We're tearing into another fantastic project. And this project is unique in the fact of it's pretty much in the biggest caliber of remodels that you could just possibly do, right? I mean, after this, it only really makes sense to tear the house down. But we have a lot here that we're trying to keep, but in that, there's some difficulty in taking an old, boring, traditional home and making it into a modern masterpiece. So if you look at the roof line, it's just very kind of farmhouse, and not like the cool farmhouse. It's like the early 2000s kind of farmhouse blah, where there's just dormer after dormer and just steep roof pitch. It's just boring. I mean, the whole thing is blah, and it just totally pigeonholes it into this time that you know when it was built. And our architect, Richard Hamer Design, completely crushed it here. So what we did is we basically ripped off the whole entire roof on this house, because we're basically taking an old traditional home and turning it into what we call a soft modern. So it's not gonna have super hard edges and be square and linear, but it's still gonna have a lot more clean roof lines, still see some traditional pitches and things like that, but we're basically scraping the whole roof and starting new. All of our windows, ripping them out because we want massive expanses of glass. That's in the front, the back, the sides, everywhere. Now the back is super important because that's where our whole view is, right? So in doing that, we have to basically change the whole style of the outside of the home. So we're just ripping this whole thing down to the studs, inside and out. Okay, so the entryway, probably the most important focal point of any home, at least from the outside. In walking up to the house, the whole exterior is going to be so much more dramatic. What we're doing is a small addition that will actually act as the entryway and really where the stairwell will be. So you're going to walk into the home and just see a massive ceiling. I mean, it's like over 20 feet. We're rebuilding the whole stairway to be a modern steel staircase with actually a curved wall on the side. Now, walking through, this house is on a crazy slope, so it's kind of been like a split level where the master is actually like 10 steps down. So we're talking about maybe 6 or 7 feet below the main level. And we're gonna build up that floor about 4 feet. So that now there'll be about 4 steps from kind of the main level down into the living and kitchen, and it just creates this massive, expansive, kind of open floor plan. Now, working from that, we are gonna be building a giant, this is the biggest deck by far that we've ever built on the main level. It's gonna sit about 20 feet high from the outside, and it's gonna wrap around the whole house. Now what this is gonna create is this incredible outdoor, indoor living space where we're actually gonna have a massive screened in porch off the back. So that's gonna be crazy. And of course, like I said, the whole back house is glass. We want to showcase that view out the back of the home. Now, the master, it's moving from that lower spot in kind of the back right corner into a much better spot on the main level, so not all the way on the ground level. And right now, the master has really steep ceilings. It feels kind of like an attic. We're ripping off that whole roof, and we're gonna build straight walls to give us a 10-foot ceiling into that master. Corner units of glass, again, capturing that view. Now, in going outside to the lower area of the home, because it's actually 3 stories, and we're on a corner lot, so you're gonna enter through the garage. What we're gonna do is a small addition off the garage, and that's gonna be where the elevator is. Because, you know, on these kind of homes with crazy elevation, coming in with groceries is just a pain in the ass. So why not put an elevator in it, right? So we're gonna build an elevator shaft there, and then walking through out of the garage is where our outdoor living is really gonna be. That's gonna be an outdoor kitchen, a massive pool deck with an infinity pool. And then in the space that used to be below the old sketchy deck is gonna be a gym. And that is gonna have also expansive glass looking out into the pool area with a pool bath. Okay, so now last but not least is our third story, and that's where all of the secondary bedrooms are, besides the master and the guests, which are on the main level. The third story is largely staying the same. I mean, it has a really cool kind of catwalk feel where there's actually gonna be a railing looking down into the formal living. But really, we're pretty much giving the third story a facelift, in exception of we're making the office one of the stars of the show, pun intended, because our clients are big stargazers. So they wanted a third story observation deck to A, look at that amazing view off the back of the house, but B, they're gonna set up a telescope out there and stargaze, and it's just gonna be awesome, and that's gonna be off their office. So really, in short, I mean, there's so much detail about this house. I'm sure I can make a multiple hour long video about it, but I really wanted to just showcase some of the fantastic features. And of course, as we go, we're gonna be posting more updates, especially on the concrete, the pool, I mean, the elevator. There's so many crazy features that I wanna do more in-depth videos on. So stay tuned for that, and thank y'all so much for following along. Take it easy.